Hey, what's going on, homies? It's your boy CGOD, Camper God. Y'all know what it is. We get into business today, boys. Let me tell you. So today, I ain't gonna lie to you, I filmed like 3 videos. Well, I guess this is gonna be the 3rd one. So you seen in the previous video, we got old girl slammed, did a suspension delete, which is kind of ghetto. We're gonna see how that goes. I believe it is rolling on the bump stops, so we'll see if the bike goes any lower or what it does, you know. It is kind of stiff, obviously, with no suspension, which leads us to our modification we are doing right now, boys. So here's the bike. As I said, suspension deleted in the front, or in the back, and essentially in the front too. It rides pretty stiff in the front, just all around. Just a real stiff girl, you know. See if I can brighten it up for you boys. Nope, that's all she's got. So there it is, brothers. That's how we're sitting. Rear is pretty wicked looking. Everything is just real wicked. We already got the lights underneath redone, so they won't be getting scraped anymore. Only thing to be scraped now is the frame. So that's gangster. Look at that. Damn. Real gangster, brothers. Okay, so let me introduce to you. Here is our hard body single solo seat, and we're going to be pairing it with our La Rosa seat mount kit, which is here, and we got 3-inch springs. So I mean, as you could see, it comes with this little piece also, La Rosa design. I have looked up, see, it comes with this also, this little piece. So these are what it comes with. It comes with some hardware there also, and whatever comes with the seat itself. Now, first modification, obviously, if you look, we have studs on the bottom of our seat, right? Well, those are spread out like 11 inches apart, and our actual springs are only like 7 inches apart. So we're gonna have to make like a little bracket to be able to mount that and for it to all be functional. I do want to say though, if you guys are interested in putting a spring seat on your Softail, there's not very many options. I've seen, I think it's called like Mother Road Customs or something like that, and you can get a setup with the mount, the seat and stuff, but it's gonna run you like $700, $800, $900. Through La Rosa, it's not much cheaper, to be honest with you. Their seats run quite a bit. So let me break this down for you boys. I copped this La Rosa kit, which is just the seat mount. As you can see, these pieces here, and it was like $230 maybe. And then this seat is actually a hard body seat that I got from like Dennis Kirk or something, and that was about $130. So in total, say like 500 bucks for this setup here. And now this seat, boys, I want you guys to see it, is super duper wide, boys. It's like 15-inch across. It's honestly like as wide as the stock seat over there. So I mean, nothing too drastic, you know. And I'm hoping it's long enough to where the beginning, like the front of the seat here, where my John is gonna go, will go far enough to where it'll fit up nice and not look weird with our tank bib and whatnot. So hopefully we're able to work that out, guys. But yeah, so like I said, we can start mounting this onto the bike already, our mount itself, because I don't really think we're gonna make any changes with that. But I will say we are gonna have to make that bracket, which I already have an idea in my head. So if I could do like a 12-inch by 1-inch, just like flat plate, and then I can drill the whole 7-inch spaced apart, put new bolts, and then just bolt the bracket to the original studs, and then I'll probably shave off whatever is left underneath the stud. That way you don't see it's just sticking out underneath of there. And then we'll be able to bolt the other bolts through here, and possibly even like bolt them on similar to how these ones are. Kind of hard for you guys to see, but there is a nut and a washer that's holding that onto this. So we'll try to do something similar with the top to where it won't just be able to like have the seat come up and down. If we can actually bolt it in somewhat, that'd be dope. But I'm not too worried about it, honestly. I just want to get this on there and see how she rolls. Damn, boys, I'm just going wild over that rear, man. Like honestly, the Softail has been very weird. On the Road King, your suspension, like in the rear, if you were to take the shocks off the sides of the Road King, it would just lay completely fender, like everything. There's nothing stopping it. With the front of the Road King, you literally have enough travel with the forks to where it'll go and just bang everything, you know. Your fender will go all the way up, hit the light bar or whatever, your crash bar, etc., you know. But with this one, we had to make modifications. 2.3-inch shorter fork tubes for the front to get it somewhat low. The rear, I believe you can pull the bump stop and then you'll get the rest of the low. But seeing as how I have no suspension in here, I'm just gonna leave the bump stop and see if maybe it'll wear out a little bit and go the tiniest bit lower. But I mean, I don't know. I'm content, boys. I mean, who wouldn't be content with this here, you know? It looks real gangster. And I mean, for a bagged bike, like if you were to bag your bike and not do anything special, I'm lower than you in the front if you're just on air. If you did the tubes, then obviously you can go lower than me, but you ain't riding it like that because you're scared, you know. Like with my Road King, I rode it like 95% of the time with no air in the rear, so it rides exactly how this one does now, sitting on the bump stop, because that's what that one was doing. But this one looks a lot more gangster, let me tell you that. And not only that, boys, but I'm gonna add this spring seat to this bike so I can keep the rear static, like with no movement, and be somewhat comfortable. The front, I've gotten used to it. It's not bad, honestly. It rides pretty wicked. So I like it. I like it, boys. I like the whole thing. With the spring seat, I'm hoping to still be able to rock my rear bib here. And as you can see, I remounted this. Before I had the Firma tag like up on top of this little stud thing where the back seat bolts in, but now I've got it underneath, and I think it looks pretty wicked, boys. So like that's how that looks, you know. And it's just gonna sit there by itself. I probably won't run a back seat, but I want the option to, depending on how high my spring seat actually goes, you know. Like if it sits somewhere around right here, then we may even be able to run the rear passenger seat and it won't look weird, you know. Like it'll kind of flow, hopefully. That's the plan, boys. But let me get into it. First things first, like I said, I'm going to make that bracket. And after that, we'll start mounting it all on the bike, blah, blah, blah. So wish me luck. All right, big homies. So we got the bracket made up now. I'll show you guys what that look like. So as you can see, here it is on the seat. So we got our 11-inch spaced out holes, which will go through the studs of the seat. And I found these killer little like dress up looking nuts. There you have it. So I'm gonna have to cut these studs, and then I'm gonna run these right here to hold this onto there. And then these are just regular 3/8 bolts. As you can see, they kind of peek out underneath. So yeah, you get the idea. Now, I don't know whether I should put longer bolts here enough to be able to run the bolt through and then nut it. Because I mean, in the past, I've only had the springs bolted on one side, but I mean, we'll see how that goes, boys. This is kind of the setup I'm gonna run for now, because once these are tightened down, I don't think those bolts will actually like move at all, because I mean, they're literally like sitting on the seat pan itself. There you have it. So yeah, like I mean, as you can see, we're actually kind of gapped. So once I tighten these down, they're really just like not gonna move anywhere. So yeah, boys, from here I'm gonna go ahead and start mounting the actual bracket and stuff on there. I need to find a nut, like a regular nut, not this cap nut, that I could put on here and like kind of thread down, and then I'm just gonna cut it off after that. That way whenever I thread these on, they'll go all the way down and tighten it up. You heard me? So I'm gonna get that done, start mounting the actual base onto the bike. So one last time, boys, here's one last look of the bike before we seat it. So there you have it, boys, looking real cool. So let me get to it. All right, boys, so here you have it. I got the seat bolted to the actual like front stand thing. This one, the seat itself was slotted. I did have to enlarge the hole just a hair to be able to fit a 3/8 bolt, just so that we're a little bit more safe. And then as you can see, we're sitting on the springs now, there and there. So I'll show you like a back view, I suppose. So I don't know if you'll exactly be able to see this, but once we're all done mocking this stuff up, I think I'm gonna pull this little bracket that I made and paint it black. But I mean, as you can see, We are rolling springs now. We're fully sitting on them. That's gonna be my suspension. So now we're gonna go ahead and start taking apart the bike itself. So let me show you what that looked like. So disassembly of this seat is real simple. You just start twisting these johns off. 1, 2, it's kind of like a quick removal. So you pull that up and then that literally slides off, boys, just like that. There you go. So there's stock seat. Over there is our new seat. Very cool beans, boys. And yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. I think to begin, there's 2 little bolt holes here. So they included like some studs. So I think the studs thread all the way in there. They'll stick up and then it'll bolt on the top. And then this little cover here, which is like the ECM holder or whatever, it's got 2 little bolts, and those also are going to get used. And then this piece kind of gets raised up. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that. I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Maybe if I can remember what I did with all the stuff. Oh, there they are. So these are the studs, like I was telling you guys. I'm pretty sure those get threaded all the way in, and then these are used like as jam nuts, maybe. If not, then they're gonna get threaded up and be on the bottom of this. So you see it's got like those 2 holes right there, as well as like that little, there's like a little spacer type deal that you could see there now. So it's gonna sit on that, and then those will just tighten it down to keep it sturdy. And in the back, it's got this single stud, right? Or bolt currently, but I don't think that bolt honestly gets used, because where that goes, like I was telling you guys, it includes this piece. Those 2 bolts on the ECM cover will bolt this piece down there, and then this will go through the back part of that seat and just get bolted down. And that's how the whole thing is going to be mounted pretty much, boys. And this is essentially just like a cover, so it's just going to cover that ECM and look cool. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started, boys. Wish me luck. All right, boys, so I got the seat mount kind of in. It's not secured at all, but I mean, it's essentially where it's gonna sit. I went ahead and mocked up the seat, boys. It looks pretty cool, but it's almost like too minimalistic for this bike. Let me know what y'all think. So that's what it looks like, boys. Obviously it's not done. We haven't put the little back thing on or done anything like that. I don't know, I kind of like it, but at the same time I feel like my little bracket thing kind of was a little bit unnecessary. But I mean, it's like mad visible though, like everything underneath that hoe. What I want to do, one thing I do want to do, like I'm kind of okay with how this looks. It kind of like comes forward-ish enough. But I kind of want to get the front of the seat to go lower. So as you could see, the studs that they gave us were absolutely huge. So we can cut those down. But I think what I'm going to try to do is kind of like cut the seat a little bit. And then this bracket here, the little like angled bracket that you see there, I think I'm going to try to like bend it 90 degrees up. So this will mount like up here instead of down here, so the front of the seat should come down a little bit, because I like you see how this kind of has like a little bit of like a butt gripper. Well, it feels like, I don't know if you could see it, but like it's like going upwards right now. So hopefully if I get this dropped, we should be sitting a little bit nicer and be able to like get my butt gripped, you know, whenever I twist the throttle, because that's ideally, you know, you don't want to fall off. But seeing as how we have no rear suspension, boys, here it is, boys. This is our suspension now. What y'all know about that? 3-inch springs. The height back here is okay. Obviously, it'll look better once it's completed with this thing on. But damn, the paint quality from La Rosa is not the greatest, boys. But either way, probably have to clean up a little bit of wires also, just so it doesn't look as ghetto. But that's essentially how this thing mounts. So I mean, it's not bad, you know, not too bad. Covers kind of everything. You see a little bit of like wires that I have off to the side, but I'll clean all of this up after we get those front thing's chopped, modify the seat a little bit, bend the bracket up, and it's actually going to move the seat back a little bit. So, thug life, boys. I mean, we're going to do it. I'll bring you guys back after I do the necessary modifications, and we'll see how it sits. I've already tried sitting on it and stuff. I mean, it feels good, like comfort-wise. But like I said, I do want the front dropped. That way it'll cut my behind a little bit better. So, let me get to it, boys. Yo, so we've been putting in work trying to get this seat sitting right, boys. And I think we finally did it, my nigga. So what we did is we cut the bracket. We bent the bracket. We did all kinds of stuff to the bracket. So this is what it sits like now. So, I mean, as you could see, the front is sitting down like damn near all the way. Got a little bit more of our butt pocket going. I haven't actually tested it out or anything just yet, but I think it looks all right, boys. I kind of like it. In the back, I ain't gonna lie, it sits up kind of high for my taste. But I mean, we'll see what's good with it. I'm gonna keep it like this for now. Just kind of temporary setup type deal. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good, guys. Let me know what you think. That side profile shot, I think at that height and everything, like, it looks pretty wicked, dude. You can't really see the stuff underneath. I'm gonna go ahead and finish it up now, as it's getting kind of dark and it's cold and I'm trying to ride, boys. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that La Rosa thing in the back. I'm gonna fully secure the actual mount, you know, make sure everything's legit. And yeah, we should be juking after that, boys. I think it looks pretty sweet though, dude. It gives it that like nostalgic type feel. Shit just looks hella big too, so I mean, hopefully it's comfortable for the size of that thing. Jesus, because yeah, it is quite large, boys. But I mean, I think it's killer though, like, you know what I mean? Like, look at that thing. I think it looks sweet. All right, so I'm gonna finalize this whole thing, and then yeah, I'll go ahead and bring you guys back for the final look. Or actually, let me show you real quick what I mean whenever I say we modified this thing. So here's our bracket. I don't know if you remember what it used to look like, but we shortened it, bolted it to the thingy, and as you could see, we bent it right there. That way it'll sit real gangster downwards. So that's the reasoning for that. But yeah, and then as you can see, we got our studs cut. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the lock nuts and lock washers and regular washers and stuff, and then I'm gonna actually bolt this thing down. Like, we're just gonna get it all completely done, boys, and then I'll bring y'all back. All right. All right, bosses, so there you have it. Seat is 100% mounted up now in its final position. I think it looks pretty gangster. There you have it. And as I said, I tried it with the back seat. Back seat still mounts up as it should. It looks, I mean, it follows, you know, a little bit of a curve, whatever, boys. What I'm saying is that it's all done up. As you can see, we got this little cover in here, which doesn't fit the greatest, but I mean, I guess it's cooler than it not being there. And for this, what I actually had to do to be able to get that bolt in there is I kind of had to bend the bracket back down, and then I ran the bolt through, tightened it up, and then since it was already set up to be sitting down, I mean, I just like pressed on it and it went back to where it was at. But it was impossible to get that in the position that I originally had it in. But yeah, buddy boys, there it is. The only thing left to do now is go out for a test ride. So that's the plan, skis, boys. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Hopefully it looks sick on your guys' end. The seat is like kind of nostalgic. I really wanted to get, they have like a Harley Davidson brand. It's called like the nostalgic seat or something, and it looks close to that, but it honestly kind of looks better. But it was like double the price, and it was out of stock, discontinued, never to be sold again. So this is what we got, guys. Like I said, everything on this bike has been kind of like budget type deal stuff. So I mean, from the lowering to the shock removal, boys, not even a drop kit in the rear, just straight remove the shocks. Ghetto and golden at the same time. The seat, like I said, was kind of a cheaper kit. It does look pretty clean though. I mean, you can't see anything underneath the seat. From this side, I do have a couple of red wires on this side. You can see there that I might retuck. But I mean, at this point in time, I'm gonna leave that because I already just got the whole thing set up. So, like I said, boys, nothing left to do but to go give her a shakedown. Hopefully it works. Probably gonna pull the back seat off again. I'll show you guys what it looks like without the back seat. So I mean, you just hit that one with a couple of spinny boys. There, it's off. And it comes off, boys. So I mean, without the back seat, it does kind of look a little bit more gangster. So that's probably how I'm gonna run it for now. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that back seat still worked. That way I could roll with the kids or with the lady, you know, whatever. Let me know, guys, does it look like my pipes are still kind of going upwards? They kind of look like they do. They should be close to level, but it look, I don't know, boys, it's too much. Go ahead, let me know in the comments. Leave a like on the video because you know this shit was dope. Also, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let y'all know every time I post some dope content like what we just did today, boys. And like I said earlier, guys, I did 3 videos today. Today consisted of the kickstand, the removal of the rear shocks, and the spring seat, boys. Getting it done. Look at that rear view. Big old seat, boys. Hopefully it's comfortable. I'm gonna go find out. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Deuces.